with being in a group, I learned that it's about learning how to be a teamwork, recognizing that that's what it takes to get deep into the playoffs. I was grateful that I still had my solo career. I was obligated to Motown with Jheryl Busby to still record as a solo artist.
What's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. If you haven't already, check out my video essays on Ralph Tresvant's Living in a Dream, Bobby Brown's Mystical Magic, New Edition's Tender Love, Every Little Step, as well as the album retrospectives on The Candy Girl, New Edition, All for Love, King of State, Under the Blue Moon, Chemistry, Heartbreak, Don't Be Cruel, and Poison. In each video, I dive into interesting topics not commonly known about New Edition. New Edition's fifth studio album, Heartbreak, would prove to be a solid success, due largely in part to the addition of Johnny Gill as well as Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who would take the group's sound and presentation to the next level. Johnny Gill's contribution to songs like Can You Stand the Rain, Any Heartbreak, You're Not My Kind of Girl, and Boys to Men helped solidify the album as an all-time R&B classic. New Edition would embark on the highly successful Heartbreak tour along with Bobby Brown and I'll Be Sure. However, despite their newfound success, the group would split up to bring their solo aspirations into fruition, beginning the process on Johnny's reintroduction to the public as a solo artist. In this video, I'll be discussing the history leading up to and slightly after the Johnny Gill album. While you're here, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get into it. In June 1988, MCA reached a deal with Berry Gordy to purchase Motown Records for $61 million. Shortly thereafter, Jheryl Busby moved to Motown and became the label's president and CEO. He would now oversee artists such as Lionel Richie, Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson, and Stevie Wonder. Motown would also go on to become the home to artists like Boys to Men, ABC, and Brian McKnight, to name a few. Strongly believing in his next project, Jheryl Busby would sign Johnny Gill to Motown as a solo artist and fast-track production on his next album. Jheryl would bring together the songwriting and production talents of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and L.A. Reid and Babyface, a testament to his fervent belief in Johnny. Babyface would release his second studio album, Tender Lover, on July 7, 1989. The album spawned 4 singles: It's No Crime, Tender Lover, Whip Appeal, and My Kinda Girl. It's No Crime released as a single shortly before the album on June 13, 1989, reaching number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart. Tender Lover released on October 3, 1989, and reached number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart, featuring Troop as background vocalist and Bobby Brown on a radio remix of the song, contributing a rap verse. Whip Appeal released on February 22, 1990, and reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the R&B chart, receiving a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Vocal. In 1989, Jam and Lewis would write and produce Janet Jackson's follow-up to Control, Rhythm Nation 1814. More successful than the former, with 12 million copies sold worldwide and 7 million sold in the US alone. Rhythm Nation would spawn 8 singles, becoming the first album in history to have 7 singles reach the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. My most favorite of which being the love ballad Come Back to Me, released as a single on June 18, 1990, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the R&B chart. The unprecedented fusion of such proven hitmakers on one project would certainly meet the high expectations for Johnny's third album. Jimmy Jam would say of the collaboration and the project's timing, "It was pretty quick. I remember the final Heartbreak concert, and I remember we were scheduled to work with Johnny right after that. There was a 2-week break between the end of the tour and starting on Johnny's record in the studio. It wasn't planned on our part, but it may have been part of Jheryl's plan. Jheryl thought of us as his go-to guys, because if you think about it, Terry and I produced the Heartbreak album, and L.A. and Babyface did the bulk of Bobby Brown's solo project. So I think there was a thought that both of our production teams were the go-to guys, and if both teams agreed to tackle half of the album, there was no need in looking anywhere else. We knew whatever records we didn't do, we knew they were going to be great records. L.A. and Babyface were brilliant at what they did. Honestly, a lot of times when we would work on records, we would produce 3 or 4 songs on an album, and then we'd look at whoever the other producers were. Many times we felt like, well, not to hate on anybody, but the quality of the rest of the record wasn't going to be as good. and we were going to have to carry the record.
This is something that I must say that the record company can't even take credit for, and that's that I had established a wonderful relationship with Jimmy and Terry and LA and Babyface, and it's more so like a family thing than anything, and they wanted to make sure that we got a great start, and I think that had a lot to do with it more so than anything. As far as the ego thing, there was never no ego because LA and Face talked to Jimmy and Terry, and they got together to find out what type of direction they was going to take Johnny in.
Much like Bobby Brown, who had reservations about certain songs on Don't Be Cruel, Johnny Gill made his grievances known about My.
Now, My, I recorded that song,
You
and
said
I
you hated
thought,
that too.
I didn't. It's not that I hated it. I wasn't sure about that one, and I kept saying, I don't know about this one.
What part
man."
was the unsure?
Because they were talking about after we recorded it, and Jheryl Busby was like, "Yeah, I think this might be your next single. This is probably gonna be your signature song." And I was like, "Really?" And I kept saying, I mean, it's cool, but I
What'd you like? What'd you like?
I don't know about that one.
What was your single? What you thought? What did you think it should be?
Off of that album, "Feel So Much Better" was one of those songs that I was just like, okay.
Bruh.
Feel so much better.
Yes. Yo, my favorite shit about that song right there, Karen White's background vocals.
Yes, it's Karen singing that.
When
Yeah.
she hits that melody, yo, I'm done. I'm done.
So I was kind of on that vibe. So I was thinking,
where I need him.
and I remember telling Terry, we had just pretty much finished. I did my very last song I recorded was "Lady du Jour," and I remember telling Terry, I looked at him, I said, "Do you think we got enough?" And Terry looked at me and said, "We got way more than enough, Negro. Goodbye. Get out of here. You're gone."
Oh, you trying to pull more songs from them?
I just didn't. I was so feeling like, do I have enough? Is this album going to be enough of what people was expecting?
That album is fucking perfect. Okay, so wait, let me ask you, because again, you are a maverick singer. So let me ask you, do you respect the art of simplicity?
Absolutely. But
can you embrace a song that won't allow you to do your default gymnastics?
Absolutely.
But in hindsight, back then, could you see it?
Back then, no. Terry used to be like, "You ain't got nothing to prove. You don't have nothing to prove." It was like at that point, there was a point where you would just go. Every time I would go all in. It was like, I'm showing you motherfucking something. Because if you doubt me, I'm going to show you. So I always thought it was that.
So you would go 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, and they stop the tape and be like, "No, just sing the melody, simple."
Sing the melody, and then they go, "Okay, now do your Johnny. Now go do Johnny." So
you have an arrangement with them, like, okay, I'll sing the song here, but then y'all going to give me...
Okay, give me your Johnny Gill.
Sorry, I laughed.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis would convince Johnny that the song was a hit, saying, "In a weird way, we helped LA and Babyface get My on the record because Johnny wasn't the best A&R guy for picking songs." I remember at one point when we were working on Johnny's record and we asked him, "How is this up going with LA and Babyface?" He replied, "It's cool. They brought me this song and I don't know about it. I'm not really feeling it." We said, "Let's hear it." So he put the songs on, and as soon as he comes in singing, "Put on that red dress and slip on your high heels," I looked at Terry and said, "I love this." Then when it got to the chorus, Terry said, "Man, you're nuts. This is a smash record. Are you kidding me? This is your signature song right here." Johnny replied, "I don't know. It's okay." We said, "Dude, you're nuts. That song is a smash." I think the song would have made the album anyway, but Terry and I were just adamant that the song had to be on his album because it was a smash. Later on, it did become a smash. Daryl Simmons, Randy Rand Davis, Tony Wells, Diane Quander were brought in for additional songwriting work. Kevin K.O. Robertson, Perry Pebbles Reid, Nat Adderley Jr., and Zach Vaz were brought in to co-produce on select songs. The album begins and immediately makes a point to catch your attention with "Rub You the Right Way," written and produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. The song's new jack swing production in full swing as it frantically creates the way for Johnny's long-awaited return as a solo artist. The repetitive rhythm is the song's hook and establishes itself early on to grab the listener's attention. Unlike the songs on his previous albums, people can now attach a face to the voice they are listening to, and this time they match up. From a lyrical and production standpoint, the song capitalizes on all of Johnny's strengths. To say that Johnny Gill is just a balladeer would be false. The stacking of Johnny, Terry Lewis, and Tony Tolbert on backing vocals add a chorus-like element to the song, lending itself to its infectiousness. A bold and exciting display of romanticism. What you've been missing in a man, I can supply it. Your wish is my command. I'll work hard to fill up your needs. Can you feel the magic in my hands when I touch and rub you the right way? Stroke applied with tenderness. When I hold and rub you the right way. Hands down, one of the most versatile R&B singers of his time, switching his delivery in the latter portion of the song with lyrics, your every wish is my command, so get undressed and rattle out. Gonna rub you with my magic hands. Give you what you're missing in a man. Stroke you with a soft caress, applied with so much tenderness. Hold on tight and don't let go. Give you pleasure like you've never known before. Rub you the right way can be likened to the feeling of not being able to keep your hands to yourself next to your woman. It's no wonder Johnny Gill's music has found its way onto film soundtracks because of their musical versatility and narratives. Released as a single on March 28, 1990, it reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart. The music video showcases the latest version of Johnny Gill, complete with outfits I'd steal if I could and dance moves I'd shamelessly bust out anywhere the song comes on. Like a Versus, LA and Babyface's answer to Rub You the Right Way will come in the form of the album's next track, Fairweather Friend. Parallel to the former in terms of tempo with a smoother edge, Johnny Gill comes in with vocals that rise and fall, gliding over the song's production. Rub You the Right Way is about physical love, whereas Fairweather Friend is about the highly coveted love that lasts. You need a love that will not change. You want a lover to remain forever yours. You don't have to worry, you never have to fear. Through thick and thin, I'll always be here. I'll be your bridge over and through troubled waters. You never have to face it alone. And when the world seems to treat you unfair, maybe for you, I'll always be there. The thoughts and feelings of a man with undying loyalty for his woman. In the end, you'll never regret being a fair weather friend to the right one. I won't be no fair weather friend. I'll be there till the end, even through the stormy weather, time and time again. Karen White, Daryl Simmons, Linda Brown, K.O., as well as Johnny catapult the song's chorus with the fusion of their background vocals, which has always been one of the best elements about Johnny Gill's songs that other artists don't have. The midsection of the song is where Johnny is heard taking the song by the reins, ad-libbing in a way only Johnny can, followed by Babyface on keyboards that add to the light-hearted musical environment. Released as a single on September 26, 1990, peaking at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the R&B chart. The song's music video shows Johnny taking inspiration from 30s style fashion, sporting a fedora and formal attire, an ethereal character who is watching over his female friend, staying true to his declarations of love and friendship by being there in her time of need. Fairweather Friend is followed by Wrap My Body Tight, written by Jheryl Lewis. The song's intro is lofty and unorthodox with its percussion and slap-bass instrumentation that set this song apart from the previous two songs. Johnny's vocal delivery is much more simplistic and unique, showing more of his vocal range, reaching a high falsetto on certain words. Wrap My Body Tight is a relatable plea being made, saying, "At night when I turn out the lights, I want somebody to wrap my body tight. A lover to keep my body warm. I need a woman to wrap my body tight. So I'm telling you my problems because I know you know exactly what I need. When the lights go out, it gets real cold at night, and a woman being there is the only answer to that problem." The song's instrumentation is the backbone, perpetuating the cool, mellow mood in the latter portion. Terry Lewis and Lance Ellington support Johnny's background vocals, making the song's chorus easy to sing along to. The song's quality is undeniable. Released as a single on February 5th, 1991, only peaking at 84 on the Billboard Hot 100, but reaching number 1 on the R&B chart. The song's music video matches its unorthodox and unique quality with distinct imagery in the beginning. Johnny's charisma and flair is up to par with the times. Feel So Much Better is next, written by Babyface and co-produced by Reid, Pebbles, and Babyface. Ever since the first time I heard this track, I could envision the intro being used as a film score. I could see it being used in a film like Boomerang or Strictly Business. By no means does any Johnny Gill song sound the same, each different than the previous one. This one makes a unique statement about not believing in love until he met the one that changed everything. I never did believe in true love from the start. It's not for me. I was never intrigued by real love from the heart. It's just not me. From jaded to smitten. Maybe I can't believe that I've been such a fool. I could not see. Maybe I never could conceive true love could be even so good for me. Until you came around and touched my heart, you never let me down. You gave me a brand new start. And now love is a joy, and I just want to tell the world what you've done for me. Have I felt like this? Yes. Did it last? No. From smitten back to jaded. As of right now, I only find the first verse relatable. This sort of subject matter requires intricacy in its chorus, featuring Pebbles and Karen White, who go back and forth with Johnny. They share the same romantic sentiments about each other, giving the song an extra layer that it wouldn't have had without them. The mellow mood slightly rises with this next track, Never Know Love, written by LA and Babyface, about selflessness and opening oneself to the one you care about. And without doing so, one will never know love. Girl, I would die for you. More precious than gold is what you are to me. Lay down my life for you. All that you are is so special to me. I bet you that you never had real love to call your own. Love wouldn't let you. Don't put your love on hold. Don't beat around. You will never know love. If you don't open your heart, come as you are. We all are seeking love in some way, shape, or form. Never opening yourself, keeping walls up, you run the risk of never knowing love. Love does hurt, but it doesn't judge, so come as you are. One could equate the production to a cool breeze. Each member of New Edition had their definitive song. Bobby Brown had My Prerogative, Belle Biv DeVoe had Poison, Ralph with Sensitivity, and Johnny Gill got his with My. Co-written by Babyface and Daryl Simmons, and co-produced collectively by L.A. Reid, Babyface, and K.O. The song already has a timeless quality in its introduction. Strings followed by Kenny G's saxophone that lights the musical candles, setting the mood just right for Johnny to step into the musical space that will go on to captivate listeners for many years to come. Babyface on keyboards pervade the song and undertone Johnny's sensual vocals. Put on your red dress and slip on your high heels, and some of that sweet perfume, it sure smells good on you. Slide on your lipstick and let all your hair down, cause baby, when you get through, I'm going to show you tonight will be a special night, no matter where we go, and I'm so proud to be with you. This song makes me appreciative of every woman that I've ever taken out on a date that went out of her way to look pretty for me. Her hair, her makeup, her dress, her perfume. I've had plenty of moments where I said, my, you sure look good tonight. A peak Johnny Gill in his natural element as a balladeer. Thorough in his vocal approach to the lyrics, with After 7 prominently heard on background vocals. There are not too many songs that can hold a candle to My in terms of romantic lyrics, strong vocals, and production to match. If this song doesn't inspire you to take your woman out for a nice evening, I don't know what will. Kenny G graces the song again with another saxophone solo in the middle of the song. Johnny Gill ad-libs as only he can, singing my favorite lyrics. Put your nightgown on, let your hair hang low, step in the room, I'm in the mood to love you all night long. My is hands down an R&B treasure. Released as a single on May 16th, 1990, reaching number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and spending 2 weeks at number 1 on the R&B chart. The music video mirrors the song to a T with its romantic setting and mood.
My is a song that Ella and Babyface wrote, and it's a song lyrically that it just says so many nice things about a woman, and when the guy takes her out, that he's gonna be so proud to let the world know that she's with him. Put on your red dress and slip on your high heels and some of my sweet perfume. It sure smells good on you. Slide on your lipstick and let all your hair down. 'Cause baby, when you get through, I'm gonna say I'll be
That's my favorite verse.
You sure look good tonight.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis return with Lady Du Jour, written by Randy Rand and produced by the former. Much like Feels So Much Better, Lady Du Jour has a cinematic quality to it. Overlay it on a romantic scene from any movie and it will fit like a glove. The song begins with Johnny serenading the ladies with his falsetto. His first verse arises and he stays consistent with crisp vocal delivery. The song's hook is its chorus. You're such a special lady, girl, you drive me crazy. You're my Lady Du Jour. For those curious, du jour is a French word meaning of the day, something that is available or currently popular, meaning she's the lady of the day or for right now, hoping that she'll go from just being for the night to forever. Scatting precedes the ad-libs, with Terry Lewis and Karen White sharing background vocals that surround Johnny's voice that will make you rewind the song again and again just to hear that section. Lady Du Jour has been one of my longtime personal favorites from the album. Johnny's live acoustic performance of this song is one for the books, showcasing his multi-instrumental talents.
Listen. Called you up to find out what you like for a special evening planned tonight. Anything you want, I will provide. I'm yours the moment you arrive. Such a special lady, girl, you drive me crazy. You're my Lady Du Jour. Oh, but you are someone waiting. I'm anticipating, my lady. Such a special lady, crazy, my Lady Du Jour. You know what? For you, I'm anticipating. I don't mind waiting. You're such a special lady, girl, you drive me crazy. You're my Lady Du Jour.
Just Another Lonely Night, written by Tony Wells, Deanne Quander, and produced by Nat Adderley Jr., Zach Bass, and Sirocco. Minimalistic production that allows Johnny to get the song's point across. The most melancholy of all the tracks on the album, wailing about the absence of his love interest. My fair share of heartaches and pains find a home in this song's lyrics. I can see you in each drop of rain as it falls all through the night. Haunting memories keep me awake. It's been so long since I held you tight. I thought that I had you out of my heart, but I don't know. I imagine you're here with me, but I guess it's gonna be just another lonely night. Going from having your girl there with you at night to not at all makes nights darker, longer, and lonelier. When it's just one person who can fill that void, but for whatever reason, she's not there. How can I get you out of my mind? Nobody else's touch can make it right, so I try to forget about you. Looks like that's something I just can't do. Ojania, The Waters, Luiko Hopper sharing Johnny's sorrow and struggle by lending their voices to the track. Just Another Lonely Night is my second personal favorite from the album and certainly one of my go-tos when I'm having another lonely night myself. Giving My All to You is the sunrise to the nightfall of Just Another Lonely Night. Written by Randy Rand and co-produced by Jammin' Lewis along with Rand. Where Just Another Lonely Night wallows in the dark, Giving My All to You looks to the light. The song starts off with 808s that hold up the song until the end. Rising keyboards by Jimmy Jam. The song starts off with the stacked chorus by Johnny, Randy Rand, and Terry Lewis. Despite the certainty of the chorus, Johnny expresses his concerns in the first verse. Sometimes I feel I don't know which is up or which is down. You make me feel like you're not for real. You play with my emotions, but I can't let you go. An unwilling participant of love games, he goes on to say, I've got this love burning deep down inside of me, telling me that I should believe everything that you say. It's so hard to live with somebody day in, day out. I've got to know the truth. I can't be just wasting my time, so I'll be giving my all to you. Putting all of his cards on the table, responding to confusion with decisive love. Nothing's as bad as uncertainty in love, giving and not receiving. You get solace in knowing she feels the same way in return. The album rightfully ends on Let's Spend the Night, a collective songwriting and production effort between Randy Rand and Jammin' Lewis. I see this song as the part 3 to the story of Just Another Lonely Night and Giving My All to You. Johnny goes from writhing in pain of a lonely night alone, yearning for one woman in particular, to finally sharing that moment with her, saying, lately I've been so lonely, holding everything without love. Now I'm holding you and it feels so good. Don't let go now, come home with me. I know what it's like to spend countless nights missing someone and getting to be with her again, doing my best to make the tender moments last, and it means everything if she could spend the night. Scratch my friends' opinions, I'm not blind. I see. All they want to do is get you away from me. But now I have you totally. Let's spend the night with someone who cares. It feels so good to know your love will be there. When I wake up with you by my side, roll on over, would you? I feel so alive. There's not much that would make me pass up the chance to relive those moments again. The song takes a meaningful break from Johnny's vocals, saying everything without words. Karen White, Randy Rand, and Terry Lewis can be heard harmonizing, with Johnny giving his signature ad-libs in the midst. This is the track you play between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. I've driven many miles to this song, which is why it is hands down my favorite track from this album. The album makes its dramatic exit with an instrumental reprise of My that will be heard at the end of a concert tour. The Johnny Gill album will go on to be certified double platinum and selling 4 million copies worldwide. Johnny would reunite with the other members of New Edition at the MTV Video Music Awards, performing Rub You the Right Way and a medley of the group's hits. He would also appear on the track Word to the Mother for Belle Biv DeVoe's remix album WBBD Boot City. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure again to like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.